Back, everybody. I'm Legend. This is Turner, and we are Tag
Howdy.
Team Suplexes. So, man, do we have a lot to talk about this week? A ton of wrestling stuff went down this week. I mean, golly, from TNA to WWE to NXT. Now, before we get started, let's go over our Crown Jewel predictions. Man, some of ours didn't go as planned as we thought they would. So, the Australian street fight. I said Roman, and you went.
I went with
Bronson.
Homeboy.
You went with Bronson, and you were right about that. Yeah, and that was a crazy match from what I'd seen of videos on social media. They were tearing each other apart.
Yeah.
Roman had Bronson for a good bit, but then Bronson and just took care of it.
I had a question for you, Legend.
Okay.
Have you acknowledged your tribal thief today?
No. I will not acknowledge the tribal thief. So that match ended up...
Well, did you see how it ended with the Usos in the ring with him?
Yeah, because they tried to come out and help him
Yeah.
because they were trying to fend off Braun.
He said, it's not old times.
Yeah.
He said, I told you I wanted to do it myself. Nobody thinks I can do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I wanted to do this myself. And he goes, I don't want to see y'all till Christmas, and left.
Yeah. That was kind of a stab in the back a little bit. Like we talked about last week, potential restart of the bloodline. I think that kind of just went out the window.
No.
But it still may be hanging there waiting, but we don't know for sure just yet. But Breaker come out to try to help Bronson, and the Usos come out to try to help Roman. Ended up Roman getting spared by Jay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what caused that whole situation. Him saying he didn't want to see him until Christmas. So that leads to that situation. Then we jump over to Stephanie versus Tiffy for the Crown Jewel Championship.
Mm-hmm.
We both went, I know you went Tiffy.
Yep.
And I ended up going Stephanie. There was a moment, you saw it on social media too, where she hit her head. That was a little different. That was not what was expected. So they had to kind of hurry up and finish that match because it was supposed to go like another 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
If not a little bit less. But then, of course, they're talking with the refs and Triple H in the back trying to discuss ideas and how they would move forward with the match. And ended up with that situation. But ultimately, Stephanie got the win over Tiffany. Tiffany, like you said, should have gotten the win because undefeated at one point. Now lost one match all throughout 2025 so far.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Stephanie's one of those new ones. We didn't expect to see a lot, but man, she has proven herself since debuting on the main roster these past couple, about good so months now.
Yeah.
Several months at most.
Mm-hmm.
She's kicking ass for what she's got going for her. I mean, golly. Triple H coming out there, of course, toward the end after the match ended, put the Crown Jewel Championship on her, handed her the ring, and ended the night with that. Now, do we want to save this one for the last of this part before we go into NXT results?
Well, no. I mean, we can talk about that one just we got to talk about Raw and...
Well, this is, yeah, pretty much. So, Crown Jewel, AJ versus Cena.
Mm.
Hell of a 5-star match.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, it's nuts. The multiple callbacks to other rivals of each other's superstars that they have faced over the past years. Cena hitting a skull-crushing finale. Tombstone pile driver.
Fucking Walls of Jericho.
Walls of Jericho, yeah. Choke slam. I mean, there were so many. Who else did he use? Because he gave some throwbacks to a lot. You sent me the deal about it. Let me see if I still have it saved in our messages. Because it was a crazy callback to a lot of older generation wrestlers. Where was it?
Did I screenshot it?
I think you may have. If not, I probably...
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So, Cena used the Walls of Jericho. Sister
Abigail. And, yeah.
RKO.
Mm-hmm.
The Accolade.
Yep, Rusev.
Skull Crushing Finale.
Miz.
And the Tombstone.
Yep, and did a choke slam, too. Now jumping to AJ's moves that he used.
He used the Kokana Clutch, Angel Wings,
Yep.
the Scorpion Death Drop, and he hit a Sweet Chin Music.
Yeah, HBK. I mean, that was a hell of a 5-star match. Even Cena handed, what was her name? Alicia Taylor.
Yeah,
the special note.
For AJ.
Yeah. And I think that was a good kind of callback to giving AJ his
flowers.
Flowers, yeah. His flowers to what he's done within both of their careers. Like you said, early in, mid 2015, 2014, 2013 era when he said he wanted to beat John Cena up all the time.
I get to do my favorite hobby. I get to beat up John Cena.
But he come out in his inspired by his original TNA gear before he came to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty cool. It's called back to when he first started, and then they had a whole thing going. I noticed after Cena did the Sister Abigail, he kind of just was trying to gather himself back up for a minute after doing that. He just kind of looked up and just
looked at the fireflies
and pointed up.
Yep.
He knew Bray would be really happy with what he did.
If Bray was still here, WWE would be in a lot different spot.
Bray he was a mind genius, and his documentary needs to be known more for that because he had so many ideas, and they talked about it in the documentary too. But it was a really good match. 5 stars, 100%. This was a hell of a match. And as that match ended, Cena literally walked out with only 4 fingers showing. No, we only have 4 more events.
4 more appearances of the GOAT.
2 of them are Raws. One's in Boston.
One's in Madison Square Garden.
Biggest arena ever to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And then Survivor Series,
mm-hmm.
Saturday Night Main Event, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we jump over to the tag team that we both agreed on that Rhea and Io would get the win over the Kabuki Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, golly. Rhea, I think they tagged in and out good couple hundred times.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep it on a fair advantage because Asuka and Kyrie were both on their game too. But ultimately, Rhea and them got the win with a Razor's Edge and what was it?
Hey, yo.
Yeah, no. It was a Riptide on Kyrie before Io hit her with the moonsault to get the win.
Yep.
But she did hit her with Razor's Edge.
I liked whenever they do the Razor's Edge and Pat McAfee's calling. He goes, "Hey, yo!"
Throwing shades back to Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon. Good guys finish last. Or no, it's
bad guys.
It's something. Bad guys never die.
Yeah.
What is it?
We're going to literally look this up because it's been so long since we've heard it. I remember hearing it through some of the promos and stuff through social media. But, and also, Razor Ramon was also known as Scott Hall. Yep. Rest in peace.
Hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad guys don't last. Or bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
And that was kind of a cool thing. They'd throw the Razor's Edge in there and pay some tribute to a former WWE legend that is no longer with us. But at the same time, still well
Hey,
known.
go. That's my favorite thing, he says.
Oh, yeah.
Say hi to Alyssa.
What's up? So now we kind of jump in like we had with the women's match. We jump to Seth versus Cody at this time. Both of them.
Who won that? I forgot.
Seth. And I was going Cody, and you chose Seth to win.
I think we tied.
I think we kind of did, maybe.
We did, because the only one I missed was the women's, and the only one you missed was this one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, no, I won, because you picked Roman.
Yeah, because, pretty much you did.
Loser.
We always have next PLE to figure it out.
Yeah, Triple H is just...
kind of going off the deep end.
No, he's just butching like an asshole and really,
yeah,
predictable.
But Cody comes in, Seth come in. Seth is wearing all 3 gears that when he first faced Cody.
Yep.
Each one representing a match they had. WrestleMania 38, Hell in a Cell, and what was the other one?
Backlash, wasn't it?
Yeah, that Backlash match. Because those were all 3. The polka dots was Hell in a Cell, and that's when Cody had torn his pec at that moment.
Yep.
But pretty much Seth was on his game. Cody, both of them were on their game pretty much. But toward the end, it looked like Cody was just falling down a little bit. But there was one moment, I think it was, they were on top, third rope, top rope, trying to finish something. I think it was either a suplex or a coast to coast. If not, I could be wrong. I mean, tried to do a pedigree on Cody. That didn't work. Cody got out of it still with the whole thing they were talking about in the previous Raw episodes. Cody was 0-3 against Seth, and now that's changed. It's 1-3.
Yeah.
But Seth ends up getting the win. Tries to cut a quick promo real fast, but that kind of ends real fast because it was different, and the ref was knocked out too. Oh, he got knocked down with the same Rolex that Cody gifted him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a cheap shot, but we can sit here and argue about that all day. Because
If Seth cheated by using the Rolex, Cody's done the same thing.
I don't remember him ever using the Rolex on anybody else.
Pretty sure he used it on Cena.
I'm not sure. No, Cena hit him with it.
No, that was during Elimination Chamber.
I think. It may be.
I'm pretty sure Cody's hit somebody with a Rolex.
We'll have to do our facts and go back and check that out and see. But ultimately, Seth hit the stomp and got him the win over Cody for the Crown Jewel Championship. So now, Crown Jewel Championship records go Cody Rollins, and then Liv and Stephanie. So that ends that whole situation with their story. I'm pretty sure there'll be some more stories coming soon.
Yeah.
But then that's all the results for Crown Jewel. But that's about it so far on Crown Jewel results. That's literally all that we got, the 5 matches. But definitely the highlight match was the Cena versus AJ match, being 5-star match. They left it all out there in the ring like nothing.
Yeah, the Cena AJ match was definitely the match of the night. I'm not just saying that because I'm a huge Cena fan, but yeah, it was good.
They left it all out there like he said during his promo on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to leave it out in the ring and never look back. Yeah, they did 100%. Doing all the great callbacks to WWE legends. That some of them are not on with us here on Earth right now, but some of them that are still here in different companies working, still following the career, passionate about it. Still pretty cool to see. Now we jump over to Raw results. This was an early Raw. Waking up at 6:30 to turn on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long one. I fell asleep. Didn't wake back up until 7:56. I missed about 56 minutes worth of stuff I should have been watching, but I didn't. So, this one, yeah, I probably should have watched this one. Dominic versus Penta for the IC title match. And, of course, Dominic got the win. I mean, they're still pushing that whole thing with him being double champion.
Yeah.
But we don't know when that'll end. Hopefully sooner or later, if not in a little bit when his dad comes back. Mm-hmm. We still have no clue on that result. So hopefully soon, but also Dominic's sister is probably fixed to get ready to come in. She's been done training, so she's coming in.
Yeah.
We have a Mysterio on Mysterio family situation where it's going to take them both to have a match to end the whole thing. And if their dad has to be special guest referee.
Well, they're not going to fight. Like, it's not going to be brother versus sister.
Well, it could be an intergender match and have that fun.
I don't think they're going to do that.
It's an idea that they could probably play with.
I don't think ESPN would let them do that.
I don't know. I mean, you never know. But, of course, Dominic got the win. Penta tried his best. I mean, both high flyers, both luchador background.
Dominic's too big to be doing luchador shit.
Yeah. I remember when he first debuted, he was a stick. He didn't have any weight on him. He was tall, skinny as it'd be. And then we jump over. This one, yeah, this was another continuous result of the Crown Jewel win for Rhea and Io. Kyrie challenged Rhea to a match. I woke up midway through this match.
Yeah.
And, of course, Rhea always tries her best. And being at home, she had the whole crowd with her. But she got blindsided to a post-match attack with a kendo stick by Kyrie and Asuka. And literally, Asuka smacked her right in the back with that kendo stick.
Mm-hmm.
And Rhea tried to hit, I think it was a Razor's Edge or a Riptide on the announcer table. And that kendo stick just ended it for her. But that match ended up being Rhea beat Kyrie after probably finding be able to get back in the ring and ending it. But then we jump over to this one, Bronson Reed versus Jimmy, which Bronson won the match, but beat Jimmy out. Wow. Jake tried to come out and help his brother. Braun come out to help too.
Yep.
Okay, well, we've kind of been seeing that whole thing going on. They've been running that same story for the past, 2 or 3 weeks now?
Months.
With this whole thing, Jay, Jimmy, and versus Bronson and Breaker. But that a little bit is different, and Jay's still trying to get back into the heavyweight championship title opportunity. And it seems like it's not working like they wanted it to now. But
I think they're about to go a complete different direction.
Possibly. I mean, we've got, toward the end here, we'll talk about a specific topic that really hit the bone pretty freaking well.
That needed to happen, but not yet.
Not this early. Lyra and Bailey beat Roxanne and Raquel.
Mm-hmm.
That was a kind of a crazy match that didn't expect. With the whole thing, like Lyra has been supposedly being mistreated by Bailey a little bit, and then one moment she's not mistreating her, the next moment she is. So this kind of, like we talked about that in previous episodes, the two-face situation going on is kind of just throwing the story way off. But ultimately ended up with them Lyra and Bailey getting the win and putting this thing ahead of them, even though it was a backstage moment that caused this match to get started. So, and of course, like Adam Pearce does, he'll go to the back, call the higher ups, and go make the match real fast. Now we go into this one, the 3-way number 1 contender triple threat match. Punk, Jey Uso, LA Knight.
Yeah.
What a triple threat match for Australia to end on.
They didn't end on that.
You sure? Well, it was a semi ending here.
It was a main event match.
Well, it was a decent out match almost toward that last moment. But man, that was a very technical match. Punk got a little bit of his flowers from the Australian crowd, singing his song after they cut the music. It was pretty freaking cool. I mean, you could see him smiling over there. He's like, yeah, this has been what I want to hear.
Yeah.
But although LA Knight hit CM Punk with the BET, Jay pulled the Megastar out of the ring before he could get the pin. Of course, that starts out, hit him, throws him toward the ring steps, and takes a minute to regain himself. And then Jay went for an Uso splash. Punk made a chance to get his knees up in time and blocks Jay's Uso splash. And then toward the end of the match, oh, Lord, Punk finally got Jay because LA Knight was still out on the ground trying to regroup himself for a minute. Yeah. Next thing you know, time for a little bit of go to sleep. Punk finally lines it up on Jay. Boom.
The 1, 2, 3.
And now CM Punk is the number 1 contender for Seth Rollins' championship. But now we get to that topic we were talking about just a minute ago that we would say toward the end.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was planned for 2026, but they went ahead and pulled the trigger ahead of time, which is kind of a fuck-up. And they shouldn't have, but they did. But, of course, it started with Bronson and Breaker and Seth and Mr. Heyman himself walking out to the ring because, of course, this whole hatred feud between Seth and Punk goes way back to when Seth was starting in the wrestling business and wanted to learn from Punk. And that whole thing has a whole storyline that's had like 3 or 4 matches and still never was able to finish it,
Mm-hmm.
and still going. But the group that Seth has formed, known as the Vision, has finally split. They attacked Seth with a spear after he cut a promo real fast.
Yeah.
And word is, after this whole thing went down, and me and you were talking about it before we...
Not only a spear, but didn't Reed do a tsunami?
I believe he did. They don't have... No, I don't think he may have. I think he hit him with the tsunami right after the spear, and then they left him there on the ground. Just... Yeah. And this leads to a deal we were talking about just recently, before we come to get things going here, that Seth is potentially injured.
Yeah.
And via photos of Seth's wife, Becky,
Yep.
he is wearing a sling on his left arm. Either rumors are he may have messed up a bone in the collarbone area, or messed up his rotator cuff. And that whole situation right there is months and months of not being able to do anything. He would basically be sitting at home on injury until he comes back. But that's still a shocker. They would finally pull the trigger, but it wasn't planned until next year to go ahead and pull the trigger. But WWE Creative was kind of pushed the plan ahead of time for this situation, to the fact they may have known Seth may have been injured.
Yep.
And now it's a whole situation with Seth may potentially have to vacate the championship or attempt to wrestle with the injury like he did with his knee and his leg during 40.
I don't think he can.
More than likely, his ultimate decision, we'll find out next week on Monday, is that he'll have to relinquish the title, and it'll be put up either in a gauntlet match, and whoever wins the gauntlet match from each brand will have a title opportunity.
I think what they'll do, so we got a Saturday night main event coming up.
Yeah.
I think they'll have a tournament. The winner of the tournament will face CM Punk at Saturday night main event.
Yeah.
And I think that will
Set the
championship.
Yeah. Because if we're going into Crown Jewel, we have Survivor Series in November, which is on the 29th. And that's at Petco Stadium in San Diego, California. And then I think that's the last PLE before we go into Rumble. And then go directly into...
Well, we have... I think the only pay-per-view left we have...
Survivor Series.
It's Survivor Series, but then we have a couple Saturday night main events.
Yeah. And Saturday night main... One of them is with Punk, and he's, like we said earlier, qualified for #1 contender. So, like you said, it could potentially turn into a fatal four-way between Brock, Punk, Jay, and LA Knight. But that's still speculation. That's just what we play ear by ear and what we hear. But for sure, we don't know just yet. But, I mean, it was pretty good. Crown Jewel was good. I think Perth actually had some more. They gave Perth a little bit of more time for pretty much a 2-day event. For Crown Jewel being the first day, and then Monday Night Raw. But they do come back to Sacramento this Monday, so it'll be here in the States. It'll be probably at 7 o'clock like they usually have had them.
Yeah.
It'll end pretty quick, but it's still... We'll see what all goes down. Seth will probably come out, cut his promo, talk about everything, and then he'll probably... Either Triple H will be out there or Adam Pearce will be out there to take the championship, take it to the back, and then Pearce will set something up eventually. We'll find out
tournament.
before. Potential tournament. You never know. But that's for Raw right now, as we know. But next week we'll see what's all going on, and then we'll keep everything rolling. But now we can jump over to the NXT topic, because there's been a lot of stuff that happened in between TNA and NXT that had a big weekend PLE to end some of the stuff.
Yep.
So, of course, Trick Williams was current TNA championship champion for them. He ended up losing the title at Bound for Glory to Mike Santana to that whole situation. Now, TNA Championship is back in TNA with TNA itself, but then we also jump over to NXT where Trick calls out Ricky Saints to a title match after he just won the title from Oba.
Yep.
And that leads to them hashing it out and doesn't know if it's set up just yet. I don't think NXT has any more PLEs coming up. Unless they do, then it's a whole different story. But then we also have this one. Josh Briggs beat Matt Cardona. Was part of the TNA crew, but...
FKA, Zack Ryder?
Yeah, former. But now that he's back home and to where he started, but he showed up, what, FCW? Because I don't think he was part of the NXT program. We'd have to do some research on that and talk about it next week. But, of course, Josh Briggs got the win over him, mocking the former WWE superstar with the signature chant. But Cardona fired back with a counter and a huge dive over the top rope. That sounds exactly how he was back then.
Yep.
He didn't take nothing. He wanted everything. Matt hit his iconic radio silence after Briggs was hit him with the chain after he was confused. But then a big boot ended the whole match. Yeah, that match could have went better. They could have given some more time for that whole situation.
They could have actually Zack Ryder could have beat him.
Yeah, if they'd given him the time and opportunity to. Now we go to this El Hingo D. Dr. Wagner versus Lexus King. Now this is AAA's world champion. It's their North American. Their North American title over there in AAA. Got the win over Lexus King, of course. And that match was probably a pretty good technical match.
Yeah.
But then current NXT for the fellow Canadian member Ethan Page come out and set the match to be Day of the Dead match at Halloween Havoc. Now, let's just touch on Halloween Havoc for just a minute because that's a very historical
NXT
match that's happened for a good several years. I remember the first one I think I ever heard was Ray versus Eddie when Ray wore the full jumpsuit with the purple mask and all that against Eddie. And Eddie, I think, was the champion at that time.
I think he was holding the belt. I don't think he was WWE.
It was probably a different company at that one point, but
I think it was WCW, wasn't it?
I believe so.
It was WCW Halloween Havoc, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was, because that's when Ray first debuted. But he was Rey Mysterio Jr. at that point. But the Day of the Dead match, we'll see. That's going to be a very interesting match to see.
Breaking news.
Oh, here we go.
WWE is now planning on doing a retirement tour for AJ Styles.
Hopefully it's a full year-long tour, but nothing too hard on him.
Yeah.
That's been in talk. A lot of stuff has been going on with that.
I hope they don't do what they did with John Cena and fucking turn him heel.
Midway through. Or, yeah, pretty much midway through, because it was literally midway through. Blake Monroe defeated Zarya. This feud has kind of been going on for a good bit between Sol Ruca, Jordan Grace, and all of them with Blake Monroe, but now throwing Tara involved. This was for... She beat because Sol Ruca's North American Championship, isn't she? Still with the Speed Championship.
Yep.
Yeah. So she basically sent a message to her about defeating her best friend. But Zarya is she's muscle built. She a big girl. She can take a hit. Well, she ended up not doing too well, and of course, that ended up with Zarya just flattening her for a good bit in the first half of the match, and then Blake Monroe introduced the steel chair and prepared to use it, but Sol Ruca showed up and helped get it out of her hands before she could hit Zarya. Like we thought, he was going to have to vacate it. And then Monroe jabbed Zarya with a hairpin before hitting a beauty shot for the win. So that match was kind of a quick one for them. But now we have OTM return and destroying the Curling, Chase U, and the Hank Tank. That whole triple threat tag match between Chase U, former NXT Tag Champion Hank Tank, were interrupted by the OTM. So they're all returning back. So this was setting up a potential number one contender for
The Hardys.
Yeah, to take the titles back, bring them back to NXT. That was OTM. I'm gonna have to do some research on them because I've heard of them, but not all the way through some of their information and stuff.
Yeah.
But of course, they interrupted the match, and yeah, Bronco Nima and Lucien Pierce. Huh. Those are some new guys I'm gonna have to check out then. Some new names. This one is a good one. We talked about Tatum Paxley a little bit last couple episodes. She got the number one contender battle royal win to take on JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship. I think that'll be a big match to watch, for sure. I mean, that one's gonna be a crazy one with everything going on with JC Jane and them adding Lainey Reed in after it was the other tag team partner who left the company here recently.
Gigi?
I believe it was her, or if not, it was someone else.
I think it was Gigi Dolan.
I think she's up on the main roster. I could be wrong.
No, Gigi Dolan, she got fired.
It's one of Fatal Attraction's members. Is before, because she was the other girl that was for the women's tag match against. They were going to win. They were a part of it for NXT to take the chance to take Austin. I can't even fucking talk today because I'm talking too fast. Okay, here we go. Alexa and Charlotte's titles.
Yeah, it was Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan.
But it was one other person that was with Fatal Attraction. I'll have to go back and we'll figure it out later. But 20 superstars entered the ring from TNA and NXT together, made up the field. The field was widely white-lid to Paxley, Jordan Grace, Izzy Dame, but Dame's clothesline backfired and sent her and the Juggernaut tumbling over the top rope and giving Paxley the biggest win of her career. Possibly the biggest win. The biggest win she'll get is when she wins the NXT Women's Championship. 100%. That's when she'll have the biggest win. But that's all of the NXT results. We got a little bit of TNA mixed in here with that, and some of the AAA Lucha Libre wrestling down in Mexico mixed in with a lot of stuff going on. I mean, this is some really strong stuff they got going. They're doing good on NXT. They're actually booking correctly on NXT better than anything.
Yeah, we talked about this, how Triple H doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
But Shawn Michaels does.
I think they need to let HBK come book some matches, maybe once or twice, they say just for the rest of the year and see what he can do, because it'd be a pretty quick different match for everything. And that was for the 14th. That was all of just this week's episode stuff. Now we go to a moment of where we give our flowers out to the Hardys and to the Dudley Boys.
Mm-hmm.
They put on a hell of a match at Bound for Glory for one final time. Two of the most greatest tag teams of all time. I mean, golly, they literally, from what I was listening to on social media of Matt and Jeff sitting in the back talking about this match, they literally spoke about Bubba and them immediately. Table shot within the first few minutes of the match.
Yeah.
Just immediately. And that's what they started the whole tables, ladders, and chairs situation.
Them, Edge and Christian.
Yeah, that was biggest TLC match besides SummerSlam this year. I think that one kind of steps up right behind it and takes it, because they put it all out there. But basically, the Hardys and 3D write the last chapter of their long legacy and rivalry with each other, because it's been going on for several years. Pretty much. Matt and them got the NXT titles here just recently, so that kind of sets them being double champions and claiming, we talked about that last week, having won almost every single tag title within the U.S. itself, because I don't think they've had any of the independent scene stuff just yet. Because they've had the ROH, the Europe, they've had all the WWE titles pretty much of the tag titles, and then of course they just got the TNA ones here recently. But I ended up letting this match go really good. Of course, Devon shows Jeff what's up with a top rope headbutt. Oh my lord!
Why that?
Call back to some of their iconic stuff that they did back in the day. Jeff sent through a table with a 3D, of course. Devon inadvertently strikes his own partner. Matt tries to pull Bully through a table, but it backfires and Matt goes through the table too.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff soars off the top of a ladder with a swanton bomb. Classic Jeff Hardy. Swanton bomb off the highest freaking top.
Those two guys are going to die in the ring.
They're going to have a legacy of doing the most craziest stunts in the world. Going off 20-foot ladders and dropping. Well, I was about to say we could tie it with Shane's 13-foot drop or 16-foot drop that he had.
Yeah.
Those 2 times. Those crazy matches that he had. Golly. But, of course, Swanton Bomb putting Devon through multiple tables. Bully almost power bombs Jeff through a table, but Matt pulls it away. Jeff hits another Swanton Bomb, this time on Bubba. And accepting defeat, Bully allows the Hardys to put him through a table one more time. And the Hardys score the victory and remain both TNA and NXT Tag Champions. But toward the end of the match and everything, after the match was over, the Dudleys and the Hardys had a heartfelt moment. Emotional moment, too, because they basically just retired.
And they gave them their boots
as a gift and hugged out with both of them because this was their retirement match. Now, Bubba may do some stuff on an independent time, but Devon's done.
Yeah, Devon's done.
Bubba has been so busy working with the LFG show with training the next generation of superstars. But, I mean, this was a heartfelt match, and flowers go to both teams. They worked their ass off. They built a legacy to each other with that 100%, and you can't deny it. If anybody else denies it, y'all are wrong. Because this was a match that should go down in either a TNA Hall of Fame or the WWE Hall of Fame. 100%.
Oh, it'll go TNA.
Because they laid everything out there on the line. I mean, 100%. But, yeah, that's all that we have for today on topic-wise. I mean, it's been a really good, solid week for wrestling here these past couple weeks now, especially within Crown Jewel and Raw, and then jumping in NXT a little bit, and now TNA with their event that happened over the weekend. But I want to thank all you viewers and listeners. Check us out on Spotify. Check us out on YouTube as well. We really enjoying this whole thing right now. This has been a pretty fun road run right now. We still have 3 more episodes after this, but I think we may continue this a little bit after the last 10.
Mm-hmm.
The last one pretty much, but yeah. I'm Legend. This is Turner, and we are Tag Team Suplex.
Stay golden.